Hi, I am alive. Sorry I give you guys no warning that I'm going live, but here I am. Welcome to Code 187. I'm so glad you're here. I thought what I would do today is just read and go over some true crime news that is happening all over because there's some crazy things happening. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was that in the Felicia Johnson case, which is a St. Louis case that's kind of close to me, I covered her case. I did two cases in one. And it was this case where this girl went missing after visiting a nightclub. And they are looking for a suspect now. So I hope they find him. I hope something comes of that. I really am praying for Felicia and her family because this was a really crazy incident. And I just want to put my well wishes out to them. So, true crime news. Well, first of all, what's been happening with you guys? I have been enjoying my summer a little too much. I went out in the sun with my daughter and just got the most horrible sunburn ever. So that was not fun. But yeah, I've just been hanging out. We've been doing the podcast, me and Joe. I hope you guys are liking it. I've got some cases coming up that are a little bit bigger. We just did BTK. I hope you guys enjoyed that one because it was a lot of research. A lot of research. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. And we're just pumping out content as much as I can right now. And yeah. So Keek, hi, how are you? I'm so glad you guys are here. Let's talk about some true crime news. Anything going on that you guys want to talk about? Any updates? Anything in your area that maybe I don't know about? So let's just dive in. I'm going to use my phone and I'm just going to type in true crime news and see what comes up. True crime news. So they re-released some pictures of Kyron Horman. I don't know if you guys know that case. He was a young boy, 7 years old, who went missing. And I plan to do his case sometime in the future. There's a lot of suspicion around the stepmother in that case. And so hopefully nothing happened with that, but we just don't have a lot of information. He went missing just from school, and no one has been able to find him. So they re-released some new updated pictures of what he would look like today, and he'd be like a man now, which is crazy to think about. But so they did that. Who has been watching The Staircase? So I had heard of The Staircase and watched the first documentary a long time ago. And The Staircase is one of those cases where you think you know. And I think I do know. I'm sure he's guilty. But there's just so much information in that case to go over. There's, people who believe that he didn't do it. And they're very, very opinionated. Very, very opinionated on whether he did or not. They just released a new series. It is not documentary, it's an actual series. And I've heard good things. I've heard a lot of people who really like the acting. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's interesting to me, them kind of releasing these new kind of documentaries, but not. Like, they did one with Blanchard, the girl in the wheelchair who killed her mom, and she wasn't actually needing a wheelchair. Gypsy. They did her case, and I watched that, and it was so good. The acting was amazing in that show, and it really did depict a lot of the story. And now they're doing this staircase, and that case, to me, I'm just like, I mean, he had other women die in his life, and so I'm like, that really makes me suspicious that he did it. I don't know, but that is big. I'm gonna start doing some reviews of true crime documentaries, being that there is so many out there. And I just did one of a documentary that was on Hulu. It'll be released either next week or the week after, and it was on a case that was really interesting. And so I'm going to start doing those. If there's a documentary you want me to cover or that you think I haven't seen, please put it in the comments and I will review it and talk about it. Kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly of the documentary. Sometimes I think there's good to documentaries. It gets the case out there and all of that. And sometimes I'm wondering if it doesn't rehash a lot for the victims' families. So I can do more on that kind of stuff as well. All right, so I'm going to go to people.com, and they always have some interesting stories. Let's see. Of course, a lot of things in the news right now is the shootings that are still happening. I did a video on the recent Texas grade school shooting, and I feel like we have to do something. And then after that, there's been 3 or 4 more. And I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's so sad, and yeah. So there's a missing girl. She's a college student, and her name is Taniqua Baker. She called her mom and told her she was in danger, and then she went missing. Her mom thinks that she could have been lured into a human trafficking scheme or maybe a cult. So I'm reading that on People right now. That very sad. Hopefully we find her. Oh, a big case right now in the news is that this baby was found. Baby Holly Marie, she was left at a church by 2 barefoot women in robes, and she actually is found so many years later. So that is really crazy. Have you covered the Deer Trek Foster case missing from Independence, Kansas? Last month made 2 years. All right, I will look that one up. I'm always looking for local cases. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Thank you for bringing that up, because last live I did, I got like 3 or 4 suggestions, and I did all of them. And I always like hearing what you guys want to hear. I try to do some newer cases on my YouTube channel, because I can do updates and things like that. And then I try to do older cases over on the podcast. But I'm always looking, because I have to have 2 cases a week, for new cases and things that I can cover. So I'm not sure how much info there is, but might be able to put a piece about him in one of your videos. Okay, I would love to do that. I will write his name down. I'll go back and research about him. It's funny that there's so many cases locally that I don't know about because I'm constantly looking at cases around Kansas and Missouri. Today I researched older cold cases from Missouri and Kansas, and there's not a whole lot of information out there, but I'm going to start doing more shorts and TikToks on cold cases or cases that have little information, because I feel like those are so important to get out. And when there's not a lot of information, I still want to talk about them. And so, yeah, I will look into his case and see what I can put together. Thank you so much for the suggestion. I want to find cases that no one has heard about, because I go on to podcasts. I listen to 4 or 5 podcasts, and every single one of them has done certain cases over and over and over. And I'm like, I want something new. So I appreciate any suggestion that I can get. I live in Texas, but I'm from southeast Kansas, and all my family and friends are still there. Yeah, so I'm in the Kansas City area. I was originally from Wichita. I think I've talked about that a few times in my videos. And I've done some Wichita cases. I did BTK, of course, and the Carr brothers, which was a very interesting case. I think that was like my second video I did. So I do a lot of Kansas stuff. I tend to look for stuff that I am familiar with. And so, yeah. Plus, Midwest cases are always interesting. So yeah. Looking back on some of the videos that I have done, I don't know if you guys go back and watch any, but I'm like, I've grown so much. I have built information better. And yes, that's how I found your channel. LOL, I recognized a lot of the cases. Awesome. Yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah, I would go back and I'm like, man, I was so bad at the beginning. And I'm sure every YouTuber thinks that. I'm sure every YouTuber is like, man, I sucked for a while. YouTube is interesting because you grow and you get better and you're like, all right, I'm ready to do this full time. I've been doing this a year. Still not getting paid. But I don't do it for the money. I do it because I love it. I would just actually like to get paid for the work that I do. So hopefully one day, fingers crossed. If you are on my YouTube and not following the podcast, please go do that. We are getting some traffic over there, but definitely not as much as YouTube. So if you're here and you know me from here, go over and listen to the podcast. Hi, I'm here watching while I'm cleaning. I do that a lot. I watch all of Bailey Sarian's videos while I'm doing something else. It feels like. But I'm so glad you're here, Eileen. I definitely recognize your name. Yeah, so news. Anything going on? Let's see. I have been trying to do a little bit of a different feel to some of the videos. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a review on a documentary. I also have been doing some more like about true crime in general instead of a case. And so I have those coming up. Yeah. So I've just been busy trying to figure out cases and trying to figure out where to go from here. Yeah. So I've also been reading. I don't know if you guys read in your spare time too, but I am reading the Where the Crawdads Sing, or the Crawdads Sing, or something like that. Really good. It's kind of a murder mystery, but it's also a love story. And they're coming out with a movie, and I'm stoked. I've been reading that. That's been taking up a lot of my time. Because once I get started, I don't want to stop. So I've been doing that. Like I said, I've been spending a lot of time outside because it's summer now and I can actually go outside and hang out with my kid, and we've gone to the park like almost every day. So I'm super excited about that. So let's see about some other true crime news happening. I like to do this. I like to just type in true crime news and see what all headlines are happening right now. Let's see. Oh, did you guys hear about the case where the woman was an author and she wrote like a article or something called like How to Kill Your Husband? And then she killed her husband and she's on trial now for it. And in the article, she's talking about like, I wish I could do this. And now she's on trial for actually killing her husband. Like, this woman, what the heck? What are you doing? R. Kelly is facing almost 25 years, it looks like. Hopefully he gets a lot of them. Did you guys watch that documentary? I remember watching it a long time ago, and man, that guy's scum. And you just didn't hear about it. Like, I remember listening to R. Kelly's music and not even knowing what was going on, you know? Missing Dylan Rounds, check that one out. Really baffling. Oh, I love me some baffling ones for sure. Okay, let me type that one in. I'm so happy every time I need to just do like lives every couple of days because you guys always give me good stuff on lives. Like I was telling Keek earlier that I found like 4 or 5 missing persons and all kinds of stuff from your guys' just comments on my last live. So I should do this way more often. Dylan Rounds. Suspicious evidence found in strange disappearance of teen with family convinced he was kidnapped from a remote spot. Dun dun dun. He's a 19-year-old farmer kid disappeared. Ooh. Okay. Well, I will look him up. I have a tendency to, I will go and I'll write somebody's name down and then I'll screenshot the article. And then I just have, I bet I have over 50 screenshots of stuff that I want to do. I just haven't gotten to it yet. But yeah, so I will look into that. I will tell you that I love true crime of all kinds. You guys know that. But one of my favorite things is weird cases. because I go down the rabbit hole and I cannot stop. And I just love weird stuff that happens. I want to be the one that figures it out. Like I was reading an article about why we like true crime. And one of the things was we want to be a detective. I was like, if I could solve or help solve or do something, I want to do it. So that's one of the reasons I do love true crime so much. Yeah. So Tuesday we have a new podcast episode coming out. It is for Pride Month, so it's LGBTQ themed. And I'm really excited. The story was really good, and Joe's reactions were really, really good. And it was really important to me to get that story out because I feel like we just don't talk about that stuff as much as we should. So, yeah, I try really, really hard to hit cases that other people are ignoring. That being people of color, the indigenous community, LGBTQ, stuff that the news wants to ignore because it doesn't fit in their agenda, I guess. The more and more I see, the more and more my eyes are open to how we treat people, even in our own community. So, yeah, I'm trying to get more and more cases out there of people who just aren't represented in the media. And it's a hard line for me because I want to get those cases out there, but yet if they're not popular, no one's going to watch them, and so they're not going to pick up traction. So I walk a very fine line. Most of the time, I just end up doing what I want to do, and if someone watches, great. If someone doesn't, great. But at the same time, my goal is to get those cases to the forefront, and I can't do that unless people actually watch them. So I walk a very fine line being a YouTuber of trying to figure out how to make those cases trend. And I think that's one of the most interesting parts of my job is I started this to come on and just talk to people and my friends and find people that like what I like. And it's turned into a mission. And I still love being able to talk about true crime all the time. But I also really want to talk about the people that don't get talked about. So, the case I mentioned is a Black man. I only know about it from his family sharing the story on Facebook. Yes, thank you. Facebook is really, really a good tool in our community. I have found a lot of stuff on Facebook because a lot of times what happened is these families are really trying to put their loved ones out there, and the news just won't pick it up. And so they have to turn to social media. And then that's where I eventually will see it. And I will tell you that if you have a family member or if you want a case out there more, go on to Facebook groups and find different Facebooks that are under like missing people. There's Black and Missing in America, which I get some stuff off of. I'd also go to like unsolved murder and missing people. Those Facebook groups, families go on there and they post. And if you have a loved one, go on there, post it as much as they will let you. Because people like me see them and then we report on them. So it's been a huge tool for me, and I am very thankful for those groups just sharing things over and over and over and over again. So yes, I'm excited to look up that one because when there isn't information, I usually get to dig for the information, which is fun for me. So, yeah, and it just sounds like he's just wasn't represented in the media, which is really, really sad. So, yeah. I'm interested in the Dylan Rounds case as well because I had not heard of that one either. Yeah, I think unfortunately a lot of true crime right now is focused on serial killers. Um, I think that's where everybody tends to go, is trying to find out about serial killers, which I love too, don't get me wrong, but I'm tired of it. I want to actually hear about the people that I can make a change in, you know? I can't change Gacy's victims from 1973, you know? I want to hear about something I can impact. So, yeah. Well, we've covered a range for sure of topics. Thank you two ladies for being here with me and commenting. I love hearing from you guys. And please, please continue to like the videos that you like. That way, it gives me an idea of what to do again. Also, comment. Please, please tell me the truth. If I make a really crappy video, please tell me so I can make it better for you guys. And you may not always like the things that I put out, but I will tell you that it helps to understand what you guys are interested in as well. I will keep doing me and just posting what I want to get out there, but I like opinions. And if the good comments can start outweighing the bad, I feel like when people come to that video, they're not going to be focused on the bad comments. They're going to be focused on the good comments. And I know that not everybody's going to like me, and there's going to be people in the world that are just nasty. But if you guys, my family, my people, can outweigh that, it will really, really help not only our family grow, but also maybe kick them on out of here where they need to be. So, thank you guys for everything you have done and supportive of me because I'm just this little bitty YouTuber still. I feel like sometimes I have this great big community because I have such amazing people backing me, but I'm still a little guy. So everything that you guys do is super important to me. I love you all. If you're not on my social media, I do post more stuff. So find me. The links are below the videos. On Facebook, on Twitter, on TikTok, Instagram. I post a lot. And I try to get other stories out there too. I also try to mention people and pages that are good. There's a post on Instagram that I shouted out, femicide of Black women in America. And I don't know the exact screen name of that, but they are doing amazing, amazing things and they're telling amazing stories. So I try to always link other things that you guys can participate in or do or whatever too. So thank you for joining me. I'm hoping I can do some more lives. It's hard to just get on here and do it. And I know that's messed up, but I appreciate you all. Thank you all for the love and the support. I just can't thank you enough. All right. Well, I will see you guys next time. I wish you well. I'll see you guys later. Bye.